¿cómo está? Ven, siéntese, tómese un cafecito conmigo. Oh, hold on, wait. Relax, it's me, Indiana Jones. It's not some strange, interpretation of my show. This is a new segment of my show that instead of teaching you a new craft, I thought I would teach you about a new culture. Well, a culture that's been around for several hundred years. But I thought I would teach you the art of being Cuban. Yes, it's an art, believe me. Anyway, why would a person like me, Indiana Jones, and yes, that is my real last name, know anything about being Cuban? Well, it so happens that I am Cuban American. Hold on. My parents are Cuban and I'm American. That's a better way of putting it. And my actual real name is Ana Margarita Herrera Rodriguez. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Just so you know that my mom's from La Habana, my dad's from Camagüey, and well, I'm from New York City, Queens. Okay, but anyway, I just wanted to share with you some cultural highlights of being Cuban. Because after all, for the majority of you who don't live in South Florida or don't have a Cuban friend in other parts of the country, your only references to Cubanisms, yes, leave that word out, to Cubanisms is maybe Ricky Ricardo, Fidel Castro, and Tony Montana. So yeah, I think we need to change that spectrum a little more. So here I am, Indiana Jones, ready to teach you a little bit of Cuban culture. And the first thing we're going to start with is Cuban fashion. Yes, Cuban fashion. There's several things of Cuban fashion that will make you immediately Cuban. So if you come down to South Florida, the first thing you have to do to fit right in is get yourself a guayabera. What? A guayabera. That's right. And what is a guayabera? Well, here's a lovely example of a traditional guayabera. Yes, they usually come in white or light blue or yellow and other colors as well. But before I expand upon the different offerings of the guayabera, let's look back at why this is called a guayabera. You might be thinking to yourself, does it have anything to do with guavas? I mean, I have them in my smoothies, and I know that there's like guava paste and guava chutney and all sorts of guava things out there, even guava scented candles. But yeah, believe it or not, it does. It apparently has a theory that the shirt was actually created for guava farmers or for, anyone who would work on the plantation so that they could pick out their own guavas and, just pocket it in one of the 4 lovely pockets that they have here and, save it for a meal later in the day or bring it home to their families. The other theory comes from El Rio Guayabo. Yes, there's a river in Cuba called Guayabo. And it's expected, or it's suspected, I should say, that the guayabera shirt actually originated in that region. No one really knows for sure why it's called a guayabera. But what's even more mysterious is its country of origin. Some say that it originated in Spain. Others say it originated in Mexico. Others say it originated in the Philippines. But the first recorded guayabera, and that's by photography, was actually found in Cuba. And it was said that a farmer's wife created the guayabera to help her husband. Let me reenact what might have occurred. Pablo, has perdido las monedas y los papeles otra vez. ¿Qué voy a hacer contigo? Ay, pero Marta, es que yo no tengo bastante bolsillos a dónde guardar las cosas. Ya, no me jodas más. So I got into that. But basically, Marta's telling her husband, Pablo's dear, why are you losing all of your money and the paperwork that we need for you to work on the farm? And Pablo, of course, says to her, well, stop bothering me, woman, I just don't have enough pockets. Hence, she apparently built the idea of the guayabera. And it caught on pretty quickly, amongst the other farmers. But not only that, it started to become almost a status symbol as plantation owners and other wealthy men would start wearing it. And it was kind of classy to wear a guayabera shirt. So much so that this guayabera shirt, or actually one that's long sleeve in white, can be worn to black tie affairs. Yes, you heard me right. Anything from baptism to communion to a quinces. Don't worry, we'll go through quinces in another episode. To, yes, even weddings and black tie affairs. It would not be strange to see a guayabera being worn. Now, in recent years, the guayabera has expanded in its fashionable statement. See, back in the day, in the early 70s, you would only really see older gents in South Florida wearing these shirts to play dominoes on Calle Ocho in Little Havana, or to go to La Clínica, or their clinic visits with their doctors. But more recently, and in the last, I would say 20 years, this has become a staple of Cuban fashion, not just for men, but for men, women, and children. Very stylishly making, halter-top guayaberas for women and even strapless guayaberas for women. But they're all made of this beautiful, cool, easy breezy linen with the pleats and of course the 4 pockets. So there you have it. A bit of story and history on the guayabera, one of the staples of Cuban culture. And if you're interested in finding out more, and if you have your own guayabera at home and would like to feature it on a website, please go to historymiami.org, where they have the whole history of the guayabera shirt and its importance in status symbols and culture here in South Florida and in Cuba as well. These are still being worn in Cuba and South Florida. And I'm telling you, once you wear one of these nice, cool, very elegant shirts, you won't be wearing any of those Hawaiian shirts ever again, I hope. Anyway, again, this was me, Indiani Jones, or Ana Margarita Jones, however you like to refer to me, and this was a quick Cuban minute and the art of being Cuban. Alright? Bye, I have to drink my cafecito now. Have a good day. Buenas tardes.